she is.
Hi, I'm Liz Nielsen. Thank you for coming to the studio visit today. And I'm in Regal Bag Studios building number 9. So it's in Newburgh, and I am right by the Hudson River, literally almost on the Hudson River. And I'm going to walk you through my studio today, tell you about my process, tell you about my concepts, share quite a few things. So let's go. Okay, first I stop here and stand in front of this, which is a photograph. I am an experimental photographer. And what that means is that I'm constantly pushing the boundaries of what photography is. And so sometimes in the past I used a camera, and sometimes I currently use the camera, but most of the work that I do now is cameraless, and it's analog. So this is made in 100% darkness in a dark room, and then it is exposed through traditional color chemistry. So it goes through a dye sublimation process of magenta, yellow, and blue in each layer. It's a kind of a traditional, I would say, old school process, but I'm doing it in a very contemporary way. So when you see this piece, it's made with a one-to-one contact on the paper. So I'm working directly on top of the paper, bypassing the camera and using the paper as film. Each part of it is exposed separately, and I'm working with light. Some people might call this a light painting, but for me, it's a photograph, because a photograph in its definition is a record of light. And that's exactly what's happening. So it's almost like a really super pure form of photography in my mind. Also, we're zooming in here. And also, when you look at it, you can see so many different aspects of the light hitting the paper. And this paper is not even actually paper. It's a polyester-based material that's light sensitive. So it's super, super glossy. It almost looks like liquid. And each work ends up being unique. You can't create it twice. There's no actual negative. There's objects and a complex layering system. So we're gonna come into the studio now. I'll take questions. I know that was a lot right there just to start with, yeah. But it's just info to get going. So come on in, and we're gonna make a quick turn right here and look at these 3 images. So the scale of the work, like I said, is a one-to-one process. So I work at many different sizes. Whatever size I build the negative at is what size the piece is. So some of them are small, which we'll look at again in a little bit. And then some are quite large. The images you're seeing here are, especially these 2, are things I go back to quite often. This is the Cosmic Portal. And this is a piece I made, I guess, maybe in August. Yeah, August, or maybe even in September. The piece on the other side was made in February, right before lockdown happened. So we're looking at pretty new work on those. And then this piece is actually made in 2018. Liz, the pieces here are created, when you look at the colors, from basically every color you're looking at is made and mixed directly on top of the paper. So when you see something like a green, the opposite of green in light is not red, like in pigment, but it's magenta. And in order to create magenta in light, you have to combine red light and purple light together. And that's the longest and the shortest wavelength. And that light together gives you magenta, but on the paper, it gives you green. So when you're looking at it, there's a bunch of mathematical stuff going on. I'm quite interested in the mathematics of light, but it has led to my interest in quantum physics with particles and waves, which light has. So inside these 2 pieces, though, outside of just the technique, we're looking at this cosmic portal, and this is supposed to be something where you would enter it almost like old storybook novel or a romance novel where you fall back into time through a ring of stones or something. This is like you enter into it and you have a quantum leap of thought, or possibly a spiritual breakthrough or a creative breakthrough, or you enter into a new dimension. And this piece is also like that as well. This is a portal too. And I call these portals. And I look at this as not only a fold in space and time, but also something that could turn into a boat, a bow of a boat, or even a pathway where that becomes the perspective that you lose. So it could be a road, it could be a mountain, it could be a fold in time, it could be a boat, it could be many different things. And I think we're all searching for ways to become our best selves at a faster rate. So the portals are something that's like an iconic work for me, and so are the stone arches or the stone stacks. This piece is underneath is a piece that I made also in February, and it kind of looks like a church window. It's called In Love With You, and you can kind of see that feeling of two things really close together and just needing to nuzzle. But it looks like a church window because I created it at the McCall Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is where I was right when the lockdown happened. I was actually doing an artist residency there, a 4-month-long artist residency that got cut in half because when COVID hit, everything stopped. And I made this piece there, but I'm just really attached to it. I feel like it has like an eloquence of spirituality and love and connection